Skydiving without a parachute. Verses in honor of Master Shinran Shonen by Gansen John Welch Sensei. To talk about the flight of a one-winged bird is utterly absurd. Too often we behave like people skydiving without parachutes, with our foolish, insane, idiotic and ignorant pursuits. We prefer our own opinions, prejudices and preferences, instead of using history, nature and reality as our references and guide when thinking about problems and difficulties that we face as unenlightened entities, drowning in a deluge of half-truths and lies, struggling to survive in samsara. We have the great teacher Shakyamuni Buddha, whose teaching of the Dharma describes and explains the ephemeral realities of samsara and the eternal nature of nirvana. In the three Amida Sutras, Shakyamuni Tathagata taught us about the Supreme Buddha, Amida Tathagata, and his unsurpassed Dharma. Amida's inconceivable wisdom and compassion enables us to escape from the prison of our blind passions and evil karma in this dark, dangerous age of Dharma decline, where we are completely incapable of being free from folly, fear, hatred, craving, ignorance, greed and grasping. We are totally dependent on Amida's salvation and grace, so with great gratitude as well as a humble attitude we should think and say the Nembutsu each and every day. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, Amida Buddha. Homage to Amida Buddha. I take refuge in Amida Buddha. The above verses were inspired by the following passages from the collected works of Master Shinran Shonen. Prefatory hymn. Reverently I say to fellow practitioners who aspire for birth, you should all deeply repent. Shakyamuni Tathagata is truly our compassionate father and mother. With a variety of compassionate means, he leads us to awaken the supreme shinjin. Hymns on the samadhi of all Buddhas present. In 1257, on the night of the 9th day of the 2nd month, during the hour of the tiger, I was told in a dream, entrust yourself to Amida's primal vow, through the benefit of being grasped, never to be abandoned. All who entrust themselves to the primal vow attain the supreme enlightenment. Pure Land Hymns on the Right, Semblance and Last Dharma Ages by Gotoku Genshin. It is now more than 2,000 years since the passing of Shakyamuni Tathagata. The right and semblance ages have already closed, so lament, disciples of later times. Now, amid the 5 defilements in the last Dharma age, sentient beings are incapable of practice and realization. Hence, the teachings that Shakyamuni left behind have all passed into the Naga's palace. During the right, semblance and last ages, Amida's primal vow has spread. At the end of the semblance and in this last Dharma age, good practices have all gone into the Naga's palace. The Great Collection Sutra teaches that we are now in the 5th period of 500 years, because people are resolute in conflict and dispute. The pure Dharma is concealed in dormancy. When sentient beings' lifespans of tens of thousands of years, through a gradual decline of their karmic reward, decreased to 20,000 years, the age came to be called the evil world of the 5 defilements. As the time of kalpa defilements advances, the bodies of sentient beings gradually grow smaller. Their evil and wrongdoing amid the 5 defilements increase, so that their minds are like poisonous snakes and evil dragons. Ignorance and blind passions abound, pervading everywhere like innumerable particles of dust. Desire and hatred, arising out of conflict and accord, are like high peaks and mountain ridges. Sentient beings' wrong views grow rampant, becoming like thickets and forests, brambles and thorns. Filled with suspicion, they slander those who follow the Nembutsu, while the use of violence and the poison of anger spread widely. With life defilement, the untimely end occurs in a moment, and both forms of recompense, oneself and one's environment, perish. Rejecting right and returning to wrong prevails, so that people senselessly injure others. Without entrusting themselves to the Tathagata's compassionate vow, no sentient beings of these times, the last Dharma age, and the fifth 500-year period since Shakyamuni's passing, will have a chance of parting from birth and death. The 95 non-Buddhist teachings defile the world. The Buddha's path alone is pure. Only by going forth and reaching enlightenment can we benefit others. In this burning house, this is the natural working of the vow. With the advent of the age of the 5 defilements, both monks and laity have fallen into contention. When they see persons who entrusted themselves to the Nembutsu filled with suspicion, they slander and attack them. Those who, it appears, will never attain enlightenment, all attack the practice of solely saying the name. The mark of destroying the teaching of sudden attainment is that for them the vast sea of birth and death will have no end. We may think that these times belong to the right Dharma age, but in us, the lowest of foolish beings, there is no mind that is pure, true, or real. How could we awaken the aspiration for enlightenment? The aspiration for enlightenment through self-power taught in the path of sages is beyond our minds and words. We foolish beings ever sinking in transmigration, how could we awaken it? Under the guidance of Buddhas who appeared in this world 3 times the sands of the Ganges in number, we awakened the aspiration for supreme enlightenment, but our self-power failed, and we continued to transmigrate. With the advent of the semblance and last Dharma ages, and this world of the 5 defilements, the teachings left by Shakyamuni entered into concealment. Only the compassionate vow of Amida becomes widely known, and attainment of birth through the Nembutsu spreads. Of the vows embraced as supreme and all-surpassing, selected through 5 kalpas of profound thought, the vows of immeasurable light and life were made the foundation of the working of great compassion. Concerning the aspiration for supreme enlightenment in the Pure Land path, we are urged to realize the mind that seeks to attain Buddhahood. The mind that seeks to attain Buddhahood is itself the mind that seeks to save all sentient beings. The mind that seeks to save all sentient beings is directed to us through Amida's vow of wisdom. Those who realize this true entrusting that is directed to us attain great, complete nirvana. Persons who enter Amida's directing of virtue to beings and realize the mind that seeks to attain Buddhahood completely abandon their self-power directing of merit, thus benefiting sentient beings boundlessly. Namo Amida Butsu.